and welcome to Make a Long Story Short. Here we are today on location in our living room. Ha 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 ha.
Hey.
So we actually have a couple of guests here today.
Yeah,
right?
that's awesome.
More so than we would normally have. So we had to improvise and come outside of our little habitat that we had upstairs, our little studio. And we have some...
on up.
Yeah. So we have want to introduce a couple of guys here for to you guys real quick. So first and foremost, we got Drano McDrano, Eric Madrano.
Drano.
He's all, what happened? Drano, I made him out of clay.
Now that Drano's here, it's time to partake.
And then we have two dudes here that are involved with, they have their own podcast and they have a radio station as well. So we have dudes here from the Roach Clip podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Welcome,
and you can
guys.
hear them on KDIF 102.9 LPFM out of Arizona.
What's up,
happening?
guys?
Phoenix, stand up.
So we got Franco and Julio, everybody.
What's up, guys?
Hello. Thank you for having us. It was dope to watch you guys set up and make the adjustments, and it was cool, man. You guys are doing it. You guys are doing it right. You know what I mean?
Thank
A lot
you.
of people are doing it, but you guys are doing it right.
Thank you.
That means a lot coming from guys like you.
Yeah,
For sure.
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
thank you.
Yeah. So welcome to Vegas, guys. You guys having a good time?
Fuck yeah.
I don't think anybody slept yet.
Oh,
Hey.
that's the best.
We laid down in a
time
few
for
parking
that.
lots.
Just little cat naps here and there.
Fuck. I don't think I blinked.
Yeah, so Drano calls us last night, and he was like, "Hey, Papa, I'm on my way." I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go." Yeah, then he tells me he has these two gentlemen with him, so it was very exciting, and we're definitely happy to have these guys on. So let's get started, man. So Drano,
Yes, sir.
I've noticed you've been touring the world. you're having a good time, brother, and it's really good to see you get out there and really enjoying yourself and living life, man. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on with that?
Yeah. So I had a situation happen 2019 that opened up my eyes. You know, before it was just Drano being Drano is basically what it was. Yeah. And then at one point,
hold on, we got a flicker. Where did that come from?
That was Mo.
Oh, yeah.
As we're talking about this,
right?
Okay, let's keep going. I was gonna cut it, but you know what? We're gonna let it roll. So what just happened right now? That's important. It'll come up right now.
First,
hello,
thank you.
and welcome to the podcast.
So I had an incident happen, and it just pretty much changed my whole lookout on everything, you know, on life, on friends, and just with people, you know. And so now I just say, fuck it, I'm going, and let's see what happens. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's pretty much where I'm at with that. So.
Very good, man.
Sorry.
Very good.
We need to
you're good.
that out.
You're good.
You're good.
So tell me some of the things that you've been doing actually.
So I started my own business about 4 months ago. So been doing my own thing for about 4 months. Thank you. I appreciate it. A lot of people, family, friends, networking. These guys help me out. A lot of people. I depend on them, and I'm just trying to do the right thing, you know, and at an affordable cost. So I do appliance repair.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, very cool. What's the name of your business?
602 Appliance Repair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
Look at the descriptions. We'll be putting that in there for
Maybe right
everybody to see. Yeah.
Definitely. So I saw that you were going to, you were doing trying to do some festivals and stuff like that.
yeah, well, that kind of came along with these guys as well.
Okay.
They do a lot of festivals, a lot of things with the community.
Okay.
Working with bands, getting the community out there and getting to know each other kind of a thing, you know?
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
so to these guys, we do a lot of festivals, a lot of art, crafts, and all kinds of things, man.
Awesome.
Like he'll elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I've been doing a lot of that, and they inspire me to do stuff for the community now.
Nice.
You know what I
That's
mean?
good.
I never
That's
really
good.
thought about that. So having these guys, it's a nice influence.
Yeah. And how did you meet them?
Both of these guys at the Bikini Lounge.
Oh, the
The infamous
Lounge.
Bikini Lounge.
Okay.
To reopen this Wednesday.
This is why we're going back on Wednesday.
that's right.
That's why we're going back.
Not because of work or fucking appointment. Like, the Bikini Lounge is
All right, I don't mean to put this, but I had to back off some appointments just so I could be here. My
Ooh.
boss finds out. I think he'll fire me. I don't know.
I'm the boss, dude.
602 appliances.
I don't know. You know.
Don't worry, your secret's safe with us.
My mom's probably gonna wring my neck. Eric, what are you doing? You know. But,
So Franco, man, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you guys got going on?
Yeah, I guess the main thing you could sum up of the radio station and kind of a lot of the work that we do is really community building and kind of I don't want to say redefining what a community is, but bringing in people who are normally shunned from the community, right?
Gotcha.
And lots of times it's a lot of the people that are in most need, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're it could be for poverty, from violence, from drug addiction, from a lot of things. But we work with them, but not in the sense of saying, "Hey, come, we'll sober you up" or whatever.
Right.
But it's like you will still be accepted as long as you are trying to move on and be healthy, whatever it may be.
Be better
right?
with yourself. Nice.
And because of that, like we've been able to acquire a space that was formerly an elementary school, and now a high school occupies like a real small percentage of it.
Okay.
And then the radio station, which was there, KDIF 1029 in South Phoenix, it was a really small what's it called, like frequency, like that only hit like a few neighborhoods, really small
Right.
antenna.
Okay.
So it's even hard, like if you're nearby, to kind of pick it up, right? But it's on the internet, and it's one of those things. And building the larger antennas was kind of one of our purpose. But what ended up happening was the people that were coming through, there were local artists, people who've been on the scene for generations.
Wow.
People wanted to see, they're like, this is dope.
Right.
We kind of could have a freedom of creation, whatever that may be, within certain guidelines, right?
Right.
Like, so anyways, and kind of going back to the whole thing with what are the societal norms. So a lot of people end up coming in with, like I said, these sorts of different lifestyles.
Right.
But and lots of times when they were met with hostility or, like I said, shunning, and it caused them to act out aggressively, we noticed that it was like when we welcome them
Right.
and still love them, it almost disarms their hostility. And it was really crazy to see like this really shift in like emotional maturity in people as they literally walked through these doors that was just a radio station. And people, they like the energy there, so they come and then there's outdoor space, so it's like, hey, let's, I said, we have a space outside, like, let's throw a jam.
Yeah.
Let's make sure everybody's really cool.
Right.
It's still a school, so we can't drink.
Right.
People do their thing, but we're not allowing it.
Right.
And these things are really important because a lot of businesses that were struggling during the pandemic were able to make money during these events, right? The bands who are working men who have a 9 to 5 who are having trouble paying for their studio were able to make money, right? So it wasn't going into an organizer's pocket, and that's like going to the festivals that we've been at. We got into many festivals, and it's like, where's all this money going?
Right.
Like everybody here is working for free lots of times, because they just want to be in the festival,
Right.
And we're like, dude, we need, and we saw these avenues, right? That's like, how do we really, when we say support local, and what does that really mean?
Right.
It's not just kind of throwing your money, but it's also creating these spaces for the community to really thrive.
Right.
And the reason why we focus on that radio station so much is because where it's located is one of the most disenfranchised neighborhoods in the nation.
Wow.
And that school that I was talking about that had shut down for low test scores and low enrollment.
So underperforming.
Wow.
Exactly. So they shut down the school, which is in a historically black neighborhood. And my dad actually went to this school when he was a kid.
Oh wow! So you have some real close ties.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
Wow.
there's like a real kind of sweet poeticness of like how I kind of came back and giving it like life, because even
Right.
it's a spot for even graffiti writers to have a space to paint.
And not have to worry about anything.
Exactly.
Certain people, I feel, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but certain people, I feel that they express, like for him, for example, when he's stressed or he grabs his guitar and starts jamming.
Yeah.
My mom, she sticks to baking. You know, me, there was a time where like I would do crossword puzzles. You know, like. So that's super cool that you're doing that, because it gives them somewhere to go and express their feelings and not have to worry about anybody like, you know, judging them or anything. They just go. That's super cool.
And even sometimes it was it also kind of doubles up as a community space where people who don't normally have access to a meeting area can literally hold a meeting in that space. So they're saying, hey, I got to meet with this potential sponsor. Do you mind if I do it at the radio station? Yeah, cool. Bring them down, and you know, whatever it is.
It's like a safe zone.
Make it look nice, right, for the institutions. This is what you need. Cool. Come work whatever magic you want. They want to see all this nice stuff, whatever. Cool. Use it. Get ahead, right? And you know, Julio's been this guy who talks so much over here.
I was like the voice of the operation.
The typhoon is taking over.
No, but he does a lot. He does a lot of the work when it comes to, especially real early on in the radio station, bringing the community to help with build outs and stuff like that. So it's really like I said, like unity and it's evolved to the next phase of everything that you were talking about, like these other studios. That's kind of where we're at that point now.
That's
so
awesome.
we're like podcasting studios, so more people can podcast that can't necessarily afford all the equipment.
Yeah, it's
And we're saying,
expensive.
okay, cool. We're gonna help you out. Pay this fee, you know, whatever it is, and let's build.
Yeah.
And then, like we were saying earlier, like building like a coalition of podcasters, right?
Yeah.
And, so it's really cool that it's like real serendipitous, but like we cross paths.
Right.
Of course.
Right.
And a lot
Definitely.
of these really weird moments, like the light flickering, and which we were talking about, making a joke that a friend who had passed away, anytime a light flickers, for those who don't know, we were kind of like, whoa, earlier. And I was like, watch it.
Yeah.
So if a hummingbird flies over,
Hummingbird and flashing lights. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But sorry, I didn't mean to monopolize so much time.
Oh no, not at all, not at all.
please.
You know, to me, it's important that the way you were talking right now is just kind of creating that space for individuals to just go and express themselves and what they got going on. That's important, right? And to your point, you don't always have the means to put something like this together, right? And thankfully, for whatever reason, they gave us the opportunity to be able to put this together, and I'm glad that we did it, because you can see that it's the right move, the way things are kind of just falling
Aligning
into
up.
place for
Yeah,
us,
yeah,
so,
definitely.
and to me, that's why it's important that anytime we have anyone with an interesting story to tell, man, like I want them to be a part of what we're doing, because that's why we call it To Make a Long Story Short. And just in talking, how many times did that phrase come up?
Yeah.
Before we started.
Before we started
Should have recorded that pre-show.
I almost wanted to stop you guys and be like, wait, man,
Right?
save it for the show.
So
We already talked about everything already, so there's nothing to talk about.
We should just always have a camera out.
Yeah. Julio, if you don't mind me asking, man, can you give us a little bit more detail on kind of your involvement with everything that you guys have been doing with the radio station and the show and the hosting and all that stuff?
Where do I start? Sorry, I'm not a big podcast person.
No, you're good, man.
So, sorry.
Don't cry, fool.
So basically, I'm like what Frank was talking about, one of those disenfranchised people from the community.
Okay.
So like what we do is we lead by example.
Right.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So we're talking about helping a certain like type of people. I'm that type of people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm just an example there for the people.
There you go. There you go. I like it, man.
Nice.
Both these guys grew up in that neighborhood, and it's really good to see them put towards their community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're definitely doing a great job of it.
Yeah,
for sure,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, some of the stuff that you guys were showing me, and actually, we're gonna use this time now, if you don't mind, to cut to a couple of pictures for some of the shows that you sent over.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna show those now.
Yeah, so that was Las Calacas. They're a cumbia fusion band out of Phoenix, AZ, and they're honestly, dude, they're just the homies that are really dope band. So if you like that Mexican rock, they got the homie Money Dash, who's their MC. So they kind of mash it up. The other homie Les, he's the DJ. So you know, he'll be cumbia. The next thing you know, he'll be scratching. And a lot of them come from South Phoenix, comes from the west side, and they clinked up. And like I said, we're homies with a lot of them, so we know a lot of the stuff they've done before.
Yeah.
During like this kind of rise of their popularity.
Because they're gonna be really good. They're gonna be really known, man.
That's
They're
awesome.
they're amazing.
And
Definitely check them out right here.
But Las Calacas, but also like some of the most humblest, down to earth dudes. Like,
That's awesome. Man.
They've when these guys, their dedication to like throwing those events, like they set up all that. Like we were there,
cleaning up the yard, making sure the ground is safe to walk on and dance on. Yeah, definitely.
And they were really just kind of give me like a little bit of idea about when we talk about like being really experimental in the work that we've done there, which is sometimes is borderline unsafe, allegedly.
Allegedly.
The OSHA don't go through there, right? But during the pandemic, right, when everything was kind of lightening up, but this was like December, so things were still tight. We threw this allegedly, but we threw this underground kind of speakeasy style event for them. Under 100 people max, and it was in the gym, so plenty of room to social distance. You wear your mask. It was like after hours, so it was like you went and parked on the field, so nobody could see you from the street. And we kind of tested it out. The weather started to get better, and they're like, "Yo, what do you think about this?" You know, I was like, "Well, we got the space, we can do it outside. What do you think about that?" And we're like, "Cool, we're gonna kind of test it out."
Right.
And it's just, there's no vendors or whatever it is. Then they come back in those photos, like there were over half a dozen vendors.
Wow.
I want to say even maybe close to a dozen, and then we had like there was live art going. The Balfrey Brats, who were what are they, rockabilly? Rockabilly, psychobilly or
rockabilly.
Yeah. So it was just like, and everybody was just cool. Everybody was happy to be out. Everybody was just. It was sunshine. It was a beautiful day. It actually rained a little.
Okay.
But it was like one of those things where, we need a quick break.
Right.
And it was really cool. And like I said, those guys really bring a lot of the passion and that community feel to it, because I used to be linked up with this magazine company, and they were located out of the same studio Las Calacas were practicing out of.
Okay.
And I remember we would finish our show, we'd finish our podcast, the Roach Clip, and it'll be like 10, we fucking barachos drinking and this and that, like coming out like 10 o'clock and like ready to go home. They're leaving their jobs, coming into practice.
Yeah.
Like they are on their break. So it's like, dude, and then they had to wake up, 5 a.m. to
all
go do
over
their,
again.
Yeah.
so it's really cool. So like, definitely guys that are worth following, to support. But
Definitely.
But
Yeah.
it's also like they're putting out great music.
Yeah.
Like
That's important.
That's
man.
good.
And you said they were called Las Calacas.
Las
Yes.
Calacas, yeah.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
man. Definitely check those out. We'll link them in the description below. Shoot those guys a like, man. Go to their whatever media they got going on. From what we saw, as you saw earlier, it's pretty dope. It's good stuff. And I'm a huge fan of music that just kind of breaks through some barriers, right?
Right.
Music heals the
I think he
soul.
went to a couple of our old
Yeah.
shows, right?
Yeah.
We started this band in LA called Ayahuasca. Well, we had a couple of them. We did this other one called the Bilderberg Group. So we were all into all
What was that
stuff.
about?
Yeah. So they were all,
Tell on that mysterious
yeah, dude. So they were all so it's all experimental rock, right? And not to toot our own horn or anything like that, but I guess people
Oh, he toots a lot.
they would compare us, or a couple of people compared us one time. They're like saying that if like Zeppelin and Floyd had a baby, and then like it got together with the Mars Volta, and then they pooped out you guys, So that was kind of it was definitely heavily
Very
inspired.
acid.
It was heavily inspired by the Mars Volta and like Zex Marquis and stuff like that. We actually ended up doing towards the end of my departure of the band. They started doing a lot more work with them, but an album was recorded with Ike Owens. He was the keyboard player. I'm sorry, for Mars Volta before he passed away. Obviously, rest in peace, Ike. So it was really cool, man. We did a show with 2Mex. So I don't know if you know that dude,
yeah.
rapper, Mexican hip hop dude. And
Do
yeah,
you
man.
think he gets offended when you call hip hop with him?
Or I mean, you're right.
Well,
Bad joke.
that's why with the Belfry Bats, I was like, you're like, Rockabilly, Psychobilly? I'm like, I don't want them to kick my ass,
Yeah.
Like,
Sorry-
be pissed.
sorry-
Like, Eric,
sorry,
you can't
2Mex.
come no more.
But
I love to make shout out, dude. He's come to the studio.
Oh, has he really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's
Yeah.
a really humble dude.
for sure, dude.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
shout out to him.
Dude, when we did a show with him at Paradox in Pasadena.
Yeah.
That place that Pablo had going
Yeah.
on. So we did our show
That's-
there.
I'm sorry, that's when I first saw you over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we did a show with him there. And when we booked him, dude, he had a really simple rider. So it was really cool. And I asked him when we went to go sign everything, right? I'm like, hey, man, do you want us to do the marketing or do you want to promote this for yourself? And he said, I'm going to just post it, bro, and just do my thing. Were his exact words, right? So me as the promoter, I'm like, okay, this was early on when I should have just been like, hey, bro, we're going to knock out the market. We're going to do everything and just be done with it, right? But because of, at the time, who he was, and I was kind of nervous getting into this whole space that we're now all in, I was just like, just trying to be as cool as I could with him, right? And I was just glad that he was even giving us the time of day and gonna do this perform at this venue with us and all that. So he goes, yeah, bro, I'll do it on my stuff. So we just promoted our band stuff with 2Mex on there, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't go out of our way because we already had a pretty decent following, right? Yeah. Dude, it was like a Monday or Tuesday night and like hardly any people. Actually, the dude that's gonna be here tomorrow, that hockey coach, realtor dude that I was telling you about, or recruit, the hockey scout guy, he actually was at that show, and his girlfriend was a big fan. Since there are so little people, 2Mex was so cool about it, bro. He didn't care. He got paid, right? Yeah. And I mean, it turned out okay, but definitely not what we were expecting, especially for 2Mex. The owner of the place thought I was trying to pull a fast one on him. And then luckily his son came because he was a fan of 2Mex. Yeah. And his son was just like losing his mind. And he's like, bro, what happened? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, it's obviously a miscommunication. I'm sorry, but this guy is somebody, right? He's 2Mex, dude. Like, you know, he's cool, man. And it was just a hot mess, but it was quite the experience, right?
Yeah.
Quite the freaking experience. We got to play, we got to perform on the same ticket with him, which was cool. So it was hardcore, man. But back to the music, dude. Like I've always been in that, man. Anything that I'm a disruptor, bro. That's what I like. I like to disrupt, right? Anything, whether it's entertainment, whether it's this, whether it's that, whether it's my 9 to 5, you know, that's just me, bro. I want to disrupt, you know. But to your point too, with those guys, that was us, man. I worked at J.P. Morgan Chase during the day. You know, we're trying to do this whole band thing. We're playing in different, you know, we're airliner all over LA and stuff like that, and you know, you get through after shows, people want to hang out, people want to do stuff. You know, you're getting home 1, 2, 3 o'clock. You got this asshole over here bringing girls over, skinny dipping in my pool in my apartment. It's not even the one in my backyard.
To make a long story short,
Right.
I've known this guy since the 3rd grade. I used to walk him home so I could see his mom welcome him home.
So he used to have a crush on my mom.
She is very beautiful. The whole school did. Me and Chicho, what was his name?
Tato.
Tato.
Used to?
The homies back in the day.
Used to.
Yeah, so these fools would always want to come over and
Welcome home.
yeah,
Make sure you got home okay.
I want to see your mom.
Well,
We're, what,
she
11
is-
years
Yeah,
old?
we're
she is
young,
a
bro.
very beautiful lady, and she was a
Professional dancer,
professional
not a stripper.
dancer.
She danced
folklorico.
Oh, yeah, at the mission?
You know,
Nah, fool,
no,
she, like, all over-
professionally.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The mission's
She
not
toured-
professional?
She
I'm going to tell
toured-
my sister. My sister's going to watch this, and she was in those dances.
Oh, okay. No, she used to tour with she was on TV shows back in the 60s and
Okay.
70s. Yeah, they had this group that would touring. You
Yeah,
know?
nice.
But they would go on. They were all over the TV, and they danced with a lot of the big acts. They were like the opening act for like Mijares, Jose, all those dudes
Nice.
back in Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, way back in the day.
So they all these little schoolboys wanted to come and.
So
Y'all horned
He
up.
left.
Y'all horned up little 11-year-olds.
he left John Marshall, right? Then we went on to middle school, and I moved from John Marshall to Jefferson. And that's when I met her, right? Junior
And that's
high, we
when
know
you
each other,
and
and
what's
then
his name got into that fight, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna hit my mom. Who did you get into a fight with at Jefferson? Who didn't you fight at Jefferson?
William.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
My mom's the short lady. My mom's been in the school district forever, right? And I hear everybody, Elaine, Drano's fighting, and your mom's there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she broke us up.
So I go over there, and there's this little old lady with these 2 big old guys, and I'm just like, I just see one of them. Not so much him. I see William. William was a little bit bigger, and he was, and no, just I was like, oh,
I was just tall and
yeah.
So you end up.
don't let
meeting-
this fool you.
Yeah.
It's underneath there somewhere.
So we went. You went to Gabrielino.
No, I was supposed to, and my family decided to move to Denver.
Oh.
Denver, sorry, a little slurry. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
And I didn't want to go.
It's only 120.
Right? Like, come on, man.
It's okay.
It's Vegas.
We'll talk
after
about
all.
these stories later on.
Right.
You know? After dark.
So your high school years, when like your freshman years, when you moved to
My
Denver?
high school years, I tried out for Jefferson football, of course, because I was quarterback at there. So then when we went to Gabrielino, I was planning on going there, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
My family moved to Denver. Then I moved to East LA with my dad, and then we moved to Norwalk, and then went to Santa Fe Springs from that point.
Okay.
And then
Oh, I never knew that part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
from that point, my whole world just flipped upside down and moving places. I lived here, no, not here, Arizona when I was like 17 for like a year and a half. I went to Central High School in 96.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and then lived in Denver. Denver here and LA is like my triangle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something gravitates me towards it, and I make really great friends, like you guys that I've known for years.
Yeah.
To bring these guys that I've known already 10 years.
Well,
Yeah,
Wow.
So-
Nice.
Nice.
and it's really special for me because bringing two people that would never meet
Right. Right.
and kind of just enjoy your guys' lifestyle and bonding, and you guys don't even know each other.
right.
Yeah.
this is what makes my life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And living in the moment. Otherwise, if you don't live in the moment, things like this are a dime a dozen, or not a dime a dozen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
You know what's crazy too, man? Pablo was supposed to be here right now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
He
called.
missed his call.
Yeah, he texted me in the morning.
Can we call him?
On the show?
Yeah, on the show.
Yeah.
On speaker.
Let me
So
get- oh,
this
you
is
call
gonna
him
be
from
Pablo
your
right
phone.
here.
Yeah. Where's
He's gonna
Where's
be
your
right
phone?
here. Oh, my phone's on the floor.
Oh, let's see it.
Let's see it.
Oh, you know what? Let me see that real
His
quick.
phone's recording.
I want to. Yeah, my phone's recording, man.
Oh.
So.
Oh my
look
gosh.
At this, look at this cell phone case, man. It's
That's
super
dope.
rad, dude.
That's cool.
Super rad, right? Anyway, all right. So
Yeah.
let's call this fool. So he was supposed to be here, and he calls last night. I had to do some trading in the middle of the night, so I went back to sleep. Or the night before, I went to sleep, and I woke up at like 9:30, maybe 10, and I had a call from him or text messages from him at 8 o'clock that he's on his way. So I'm just like, hey man, where you at? This and that. He's not answering, so I send him the address, and then he calls me. He's like, bro, we were on the 15 or whatever, and since you didn't answer, I just went south instead of north, and I went to San Diego. You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's cool, man. You know, we'll catch you on the next one. And I told her, I was like, oh, that's shitty. You know, that didn't happen. Literally within hours, that's when you called, you know, and you're like,
And
hey,
then-
we're on our way.
Yeah.
And look at the universe was probably like, hey, hold on. Even though Pablo's a great guy, he's your best friend. You got to make sure that this happens and let's
Yeah.
get this out of the way. You know
And
what I
then now
mean? 'Cause-
Moses being here.
Yeah.
That, and then
then-
Lester tomorrow.
So
like,
Pablo reintroduced me to them.
Yeah.
¿Qué onda, fool?
Hey, what's up?
Where you at?
Driving home.
Oh, look at fool. Look down. Look at your pee-pee.
Hey, you're on the podcast, Pop. Say hi.
Look at this a homie right here. That's the homie Pablo.
Oh shit, what's up?
look at. There's Isaac over there munching.
say
Hey,
Hold
I
him
was
closer.
gonna go too, fool. I was gonna go yesterday.
that's what we were just
Yeah,
telling him.
that's
That's why
what-
we called you.
Yeah, that's what we were telling him was that you were about to come over.
That should have been dope.
Yep. It's all right, man. Well, at least now you get to be on the podcast. Say hi to everybody. Look. Say
Say
hi.
hi.
What's up, bro?
Hey,
Nice.
hey. So we might be there tomorrow.
Okay, I'm through.
All right. So it's a
All right,
date.
I'll see you.
I have it on record. Fucker.
It's on camera.
Hey, you can't lie to me like there's gonna be midgets at your birthday party, and all you had was little cakes.
Right?
So I'm coming this year to your birthday party. Is there or is there not gonna be midgets? ¿Entiendes,
Are you
güey?
guys gonna record right now or what?
You're already Sorry, I didn't mean to block your face.
No, you're good.
All right, man. We're gonna
Alright.
finish recording, bro. We just wanted to say hi real quick, dude.
I see you tomorrow, brother.
So
Drive
that's,
safe. All right. Bye.
so that's our buddy Pablo.
He probably has a family with him in the car.
Yeah. So that's our buddy Pablo. He said, he reintroduced us. So I have my apartment in San Gabriel, and that dude right there, he's like, hey, dude, we would always go party in Alhambra and stuff. And
This was like 2011.
yeah, and he goes, hey,
2010.
can I bring my buddy over? I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't care. You know me, as long as they're cool people, bro. Come, you know, whoever. He goes, yeah. He's a cool guy, dude. He's like, you're gonna love him, man. His name's Drano. And I'm like, Drano? I'm like, dude, I knew it. I didn't tell him that, but I was like, I knew
Yeah.
a Drano when I was a kid, you know? But, you know, we disconnected. And he's like, yeah, bro, he's cool, this and that. So that night, he's like, hey, fool, I'm on my way to your house. He's like, it's still cool if my friend comes, right? I said, yeah, of course, man. Go ahead.
And
come
I
down."
just got back from Denver, so like I'm kind of reuniting with my friends, you know?
Yeah.
And it feels so good.
What ain't
So,
It's only movie. Oh
I get the knock on the door, and I open it, and it's this motherfucker standing at my front door, dude. I could not believe it, bro. It was insane, dude.
And
It
the
was
first thing
insane.
Drano says, hey, fool, where's your mom? No,
Gotta walk you home.
right? I'm just kidding.
Hey, my wheels are turning, but they ain't saying nothing.
Good
God, dude. That's so funny. Yeah, dude. And so then, like, we just reconnected at that point, you know, and it was just so random. Yeah, dude. It's just
it's
crazy
something
when
I
so-
needed though too. You know, like I moved back home after getting a divorce, and my first divorce. Right, I'm not perfect.
How many you got?
I got 2 in
Atta
Vegas.
boy. Atta boy. Both in Vegas.
Working on my 3rd one.
Hey.
Just
Hey.
Hey.
I'm in a spank bank already, so don't even trip.
Oh my God.
And what was I saying?
You were talking about your wife, Denver.
You just
Oh yeah, I
moved back.
reunited with
Just
these
moved back,
guys. You
yeah.
know what I mean? And I hit a
Back
problem,
in town.
and it's kind of a miracle me reconnecting with them through Facebook. You know what I mean? And then you start finding these people. And when we were kids, remember the teachers would say, "You see the person next to you, the person in front of you, back of you, they're not going to be in your life anymore after you're 20, after you're high school." They would always say this and bring that.
Yeah.
What's up now, fucker? Look at it. He's always hitting it.
I think it's real fortunate at times because like I think they kind of go through this perception of like people are drifting through space at certain times and they might meet each other, right? And then
Yeah.
they continue to drift off.
Yeah.
Well, you know
but
what?
when you're lucky enough to come back and forth back into each other's
That's,
lives.
This is us.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is us too.
Yeah.
I met him and then we didn't see each other for years. Then we reunited because I had made other friends that are his friends from high school and his friend.
Wow.
Dude, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing the
Oh my
spiritual
gosh, that's
Yeah.
gravitation
crazy.
So
Yeah.
they talk
towards
about-
people, you
Yeah.
know?
So they talk about synchronicity, right? That's definitely a thing. And when you start to really experience it, you know, it's
That's
hard to say that it's coincidence. at
Yeah.
that point, right?
Yeah.
Because it's so intertwined, man. It locks up
Yeah.
so wild,
Yeah.
so crazily. Like you can't say that it's coincidence. There's definitely a factor, right? There's a piece of it that coincidences happen. There is definitely some of that going on. But when it's like this, you know, when things happen to this finite detail, it's meant to intertwine. It's meant to cross paths and
I
to
think
your
again,
to-
the light.
it goes like this, it goes like this, it goes like this, you know. So it's wild, man.
Is
It's
it the
cool.
same stamp from here to here? As your ding dong or your pinky toe? What the? I look at your pinky toe and I can
Actually,
tell what size
if
your
you
dick
go-
is.
oh,
Fuck, I got short pinky toes.
If you go
But look
from
at my
here-
long toe, it's pretty long.
Like the light thing too, or like the hummingbird, everything just, that's crazy how everything
Let's
just
talk
comes.
about sex, baby.
Okay, what do you want to know?
I'm gonna learn
How
way
many
too
pictures do
much
you have
here.
of me in your spank bank?
Wait, for just tonight or last night? Got a lot of skirt pics.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of skirt,
yeah, I was
speaking of
just
skirt
gonna say.
pics, I'm going to show some pictures now of our friend Drano's beautiful outfit. One thing I would like to share is that we just went on a hike and, or
Yeah.
not on a hike, but I go on these morning walks. You've seen some of these get posted, and I did not realize that he was dressed like this.
I didn't either until after.
Yeah.
I
so
was like, oh.
It's a movement. It's a movement.
I like
No
it.
wonder why those two girls on the other side kind of just
They're
like,
jocking me?
I don't know, but I
Jockey.
right. I didn't know that they were staring though, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay. I don't know if it's because I'm like all these Mexican guys that they're like, you know. Like,
Well, there's for one,
I mean,
my belly's hanging out.
Right.
I'm not skinny anymore, you know. Gained
Yeah.
some pounds. 41 years old, you know.
Yeah, I mean, in my, you know, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, if I'm walking down the street and I see your ass, I'm like, if I'm not,
I don't got an
careful-
ass. I'm sorry.
Well,
There's a little bit of native in me, but
If
I
I
don't
see
really
you,
know
bro.
if it's true or not. I look like SpongeBob, you know, or Patrick, or somebody with no ass, or SpongeBob body, you know.
Squidward.
Big body, like wham.
Oh, like a
And then all
frog.
of
Like
a
a
sudden,
frog.
like,
you
what the
stand
fuck
it up.
happened to that fool's legs?
Right?
Fuck, I worked so hard on those legs, but I can't get them up.
Like a frog. If you stand it
What?
up.
My mom looks like a frog.
Oh my god.
But you know what's funny? I told her that for so long. This is my mom. She's beautiful. Then I'm starting to look like a frog too. What the fuck?
And your mom don't look like a frog.
No, she don't look like a frog.
No.
She does not.
Looks like the damn chihuahua now.
you are so mean.
Your mom's funny, dude. She's cool. We
Yeah.
drank a couple of times with her down at Belly's West.
Yeah, Belly's West, and then in Vegas for a little
your
bit.
wedding.
Yeah, my
Oh,
second
that's
wedding.
Right.
One of your
That's
weddings,
right.
yeah.
Dude,
Oh, we're gonna drop a picture right here of that wedding.
Oh my god.
that wedding was wild. So,
wild.
let's see. It was at this Elvis place,
Yes.
and it had
Oh my
what was
God.
really weird, okay, was that it had a really low ceiling and a really tall Elvis.
Yeah.
And he was
Sasquatch. It was a Sasquatch Elvis. This
Big
dude
time.
was huge.
He was
Big
like a
time.
fucking Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Dude. He was so big. Now, normally you could probably work through something like that, but then you add.
Are you shroomy right now, brother?
This is the best fucking because it's like not only is it a tall Elvis, but I'm gonna preface it first by saying it was a low fucking ceiling.
Yeah, because it created this optical illusion
Yeah.
because he's like towering over him. Now, him and his wife at the time, they dropped acid.
At the time, that time.
That-
Yeah, because
Oh.
they're divorced now, I think you said,
Yes.
right? Okay. So, yeah.
The second one.
This is the
one.
second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they dropped acid, dude, and I didn't drop acid.
Thanks
I
to
wish
Danny,
I did because
right
of
here.
the visual.
Thanks to Cabeza, right here.
Yeah. Well, what
I don't know where he got it from. Nobody knows, you know. So yeah.
Yeah.
Probably some Uber driver or something.
Yeah, probably. Something like that.
Yeah.
And dude, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I could see him.
Oh, dude.
When it starts to kick.
Yeah.
Because he's looking up at Elvis like, oh shit. And he's
Yeah.
looking down at his chick.
I mean, he was about to steal that bitch away from me. What the fuck?
Because he's all honka.
Yeah. So then I had to show what I got, you know? And I started fucking wailing.
And he's in Beetlejuice pants. Dude.
Right.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
I
I was
ordered
gonna
these,
say-
dude.
yeah.
I ordered these pants from
Oh
like
my
Europe, right? And they're Beetlejuice, but they're really like fucking tight, like you
Tight.
know,
Yeah.
like those fucking kids. You know what I mean? Those emo
Skinny
kids.
jeans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Wait.
skinny, bro.
Are you
I
talking
still wear them.
Are you talking
Believe
about
it or not.
stripes?
You do not wish to
Yeah,
wear
stripes.
those
Watch, I'll
pants.
show you a picture right there.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes,
You still wear the?
You still wear
My waist is fucking small, but my pants. You know? Want this on your back, baby? Still that line, and not the one that you snort either.
Jesus.
Oh, fuck.
Alright.
You're gonna have to edit a lot of shit.
I don't know.
We might just leave it. We might just
Just
leave
have to
it.
stay.
You getting a workout or what?
Yeah.
Did you give us a workout earlier?
I have to ask. What was your wife wearing at the
Oh,
time?
she was dressed like
Beetlejuice hair.
No.
And Beetlejuice
No,
makeup.
she had all black hair, but she had the wedding
Yeah.
ceremony, and she was wearing the red dress. and
Yeah, she
Beetlejuice,
had the
bro.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely
Oh.
felt like a scene out of
Yeah,
Beetlejuice.
it did. It was super cool. It
So,
was
so
super
back
cool.
to those pants.
Yes.
I ordered them, right?
Yeah.
60 bolas.
Damn.
I didn't have 60 bolas. I was, you know, living off of it. Whatever. And
He
so
was not, by the way.
I do not contain any of those substances right now
Yeah.
At this very moment.
in my possession.
And he has a skirt on, by the way, so I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Saw those pictures.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What was I saying?
The Beetlejuice pants.
Beetlejuice.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I fucking ordered them, bro. I
Yeah.
ordered them,
Yeah.
and they said 2 weeks. Cool, I got 3 weeks. While the fucker stays in whatever it's called over there before it gets shipped in the container or however the fuck they ship it, right?
Okay.
So now I have to improvise because I'm 2 days away from the wedding, and I still don't have my pants.
Oh.
Being the creative that I am.
Yeah. No, get yourself out of a pinch. Bless you.
Yeah.
Please blow that way.
Wait, they're right. Not in this.
That is his thing.
It's called Reclaim.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I have stories about that too.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. So anyway, you're improvising on the pants.
Right.
Improvising.
got MC
So
Hammer pants.
I go to Old Navy because I like Old Navy black jeans, right? They're stretchy, they fit my body, and they give me a kind of butt. You know what I mean? And they put the jock in the right place. So I go down, I buy them, and I go to Joann's, and I'm looking up and down the aisles for paint for cloth, and I can't find it.
Okay.
Right? So I'm talking to this lady, and she suggests I do this. I go, cool. And then, what do?
You tell me, man. You
I
tell the
buy
story.
fucking tape. So I tape up the fucking.
Is that what that was?
That's what that was.
Oh my god!
That's what that was. So I painted them. They're supposed to be a solid white, but they're like a dingy white because they didn't seep through the G.
So
it's
you get a little bit of black coming in.
yeah.
Okay.
But the lines,
Dude.
again, not the ones that you.
Also, did you like?
That I did possess in my hands at this very moment.
Oh man!
Good luck, everybody.
It's like a kazoo, you know?
Oh, that's a zinger, bro.
A wiener, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, man. Dude, so that was tape, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't
so,
even
I didn't
realize.
even realize that
Yeah.
you taped. So you taped it and painted the line.
Yeah, and then we come back. The day that we come back, the pants arrive.
Wow!
Yeah,
So you gotta get that good Amazon Prime.
you're right.
Wow.
And it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That
But they
wedding
do
was
fit
cool
really
though.
tight. They
That
do.
wedding.
Yeah.
That
It
wedding
was fun.
pretty
It was
cool.
actually. He told me it was the funnest wedding
It was.
that he's
Yeah.
ever been to.
It was very fun.
Yeah.
Cause I wasn't.
They were
on-
participating in the wedding.
Totally.
Yeah.
It was great.
It
It was
was-
fucking
yeah.
fantastic.
Now the guy that married and the other dude that actually married us, he was like a Filipino Elvis. That dude was handsome as fuck,
He was a handsome
right?
guy.
And he's like all that Sasquatch, all that's just for show. So they had them leave, and then they did the actual vows, which it took 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. Then we signed some documents, paid them, and then we walk outside to them. I'm like, now you get laid. Mind you, I did not get laid on my wedding night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did some acid. Yeah. And then we went to the Blue Man group for our
Oh
fucking.
yeah.
Yes.
We
Dude,
couldn't
your
go.
peoples
We
must have
had
been like,
dude. Yeah.
So for our actual dinner,
Yeah.
when we got the marriage license the week before, because we had a dude was coming down to Vegas all the time at that time, and our first meal was Popeye's Louisiana chicken. This is how white, like Louisiana girl she is. I didn't mean to say that. She is Cajun French, okay?
Cajun?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I shit on Cajuns all the time.
Oh yeah, she has some language. I'm
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I've been in Louisiana
Feel like it's
for 6 months during Hurricane Katrina. I
Okay.
came back to Denver talking like a Cajun.
Oh, fuck.
And how they give directions is they don't use street signs, they use landmarks. And they elaborate on that landmark. So it's going to take you about 20 minutes of talking to a motherfucker to find out where the nearest Home Depot is.
Oh damn.
Not just because I'm Mexican either.
Oh my god. Yes.
Did you put your pants in or what?
No.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
For the record, he is
First place.
Filipino.
Oh.
And this guy is Tola Hatam,
What is that?
What is?
native.
How do you say it?
Tola.
No, autumn.
Tola.
I knew.
I usually say it right.
Because I knew it wasn't right.
I usually say it right.
I knew you weren't going to
But
say
I
it.
was on the spot.
Close enough. Close enough.
Yeah.
So, in other words, he says T.O.
Oh,
Oh.
very cool, man. Very cool.
I have some native in me, but I
Yeah.
don't know what. I know it's
Yeah.
from my mom's side, but
Yeah.
I don't know like.
Well, where we're from, her mom, she's been there and her family's been there for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And it's mainly the Gabrielino Indian tribes.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, that's why our school's named that.
right.
Football, tango, all that stuff.
Yeah, so we got to vote on that on the eagle.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And you do a picture or you send in your thing of what you want it to be. I wanted it to be a fucking a Phantom.
Oh,
Purple and gold Baker's colors, you know what I mean?
okay.
But I'm actually stealing that from Cathedral because that's the school I actually wanted to go to because
Of course, you
everybody-
wanted international man and all those things. I knew it, dude.
nah,
Not to shit on them, man. You guys are cool, man, but
those are homies. Those
I
are
know
homies.
that's why. I ain't knocking it, but I get it. Bosco.
But a lot of, like, where I grew up in Dundas in Boyle Heights,
Yeah.
all the kids on my block went to that school. You know, I went to Evergreen Elementary at that time. And I just grew up with that.
Yeah.
So one of my buddies tried getting me into Ribbit High School, which is like a fucking college prep school.
Oh, okay.
And at that time, I'm really good at sports. You know, I didn't realize my potential because my mom kept it for me, which was, I told her was bad later on. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, let me flourish this shit. But she didn't want me to get a big head, which is, she did some right reasons, you know? But I sucked at school. I failed. I was in RSP. I needed help. I learned slow. You know, my brain don't work as good as these other guys here, you know? But I get by, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely had some issues and challenges along the way, you know?
Yeah.
I don't even know where this story's going, but damn, that's a tearjerker right there.
You almost put my man to sleep over here, dude.
Yeah, the fucking typhoon's already looking at his eyes.
To make a long story short,
Mr. Babalino. What? Mr.
Oh.
Babalino.
Okay, Bob. Bob?
oh shit, you got a tattoo of actual Bob.
Yeah. Never mind his dick.
Wait, what?
What?
Hey, Bobby. That's cool, bro.
Check this one out. Sorry for the flash, guys.
Yeah,
That's what we call beaver shots.
Oh, it's Homer Bob.
Homer Bob, brother.
Dude,
We'll show you all of it. Oh, so you
I'm
guys
not gonna
can
say
see
it out
that.
loud, but he's in the tu sabes. I know what that means. That's fucking rad, dude. That's rad. We're gonna show some close-ups of those tattoos. They're freaking awesome, man. So yeah, dude, that's kind of like a little bit of a history of the relationship with Drano and I, you know, and hopefully we can start doing some more stuff, man, because like you said earlier, you know, that synchronicity, brother, it's like, it's crazy that all this stuff happens and it happens for a reason. And to your point earlier, it looks like we're getting the signal of approval from some of our good friends, you know what I'm saying, that are here with us watching and taking all that stuff in with us, man. But there's a world of opportunity out there, dude.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Big part of our show. I'm gonna use this time real quick, if you guys don't mind. I like to talk about a little bit of crypto. You know,
Well,
crypto's big.
Before you do that, please, I don't want to get sentimental, but I do need to
Oh,
say. Sorry.
Always,
We
man.
do, just really quick, I do want to say hats off to you, Drano, for everything. Dog, really? Hats off to you, too, for everything you've been through. I mean, we lost our nephew, you know,
Right.
too, and I think with everything we're saying with the lights and just everything, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
It's just awesome with everything going on, and
Yeah.
look at, he knows.
He knows.
He feels
He
it.
came to give you some love.
Yeah, so those of you that don't know, yeah. So my son passed away 2019, and it's
hard. It's tough.
it's hard.
Yeah.
But I know he's here. You know what I mean? So my son was a big dog and animal lover.
Yeah.
Really?
And it's amazing that
That's crazy.
this dog just walks over here and
He knows.
Right as he started talking to you,
yeah.
he came
If
over
you
here and
notice,
said, "I
though-
need to give you some love."
Yeah. If you noticed, ever since
Love
you've been
you,
here, though,
I love
he's
you too,
been
brother.
he's been around
Right.
right here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's followed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard to talk about, but I love talking about it because everybody needs to know, you know, my son, he liked to party. Not party, but he likes to smoke weed.
Yeah.
He didn't like drinking, like smoking weed and going to events and going to raves.
And hanging out and bringing everybody together. Good environment.
Good environment.
Had an awesome soul.
Amazing, you know. Unfortunately, he died on his way home from a rave. He left his Airbnb at 5 o'clock in the morning, or just before that maybe, and he fell asleep and crashed into a semi. And I've never seen the pictures.
It's probably best.
It's
Well,
better, yeah.
for me, it's gonna be ingrained in my
Right,
head.
right,
You know.
right.
I got a lot of stuff to elaborate, and I can go on and on and on, but it's definitely opened my eyes to a lot of different things. Me as a person, what I believe in. That morning that he passed, I didn't find out till 2:00 because I was working and I wanted to get my day over with. So I threw my phone to the side and was just looking at the work phone.
Right.
People were trying to call me up. My dad, his mom, my mom, and my mom didn't call me, I don't think, because she didn't want to tell me. But my dad got a hold of me and told me, you know? And I couldn't believe it. But that morning that he passed, I got up for work, 6:00, and my cat that I had at the time was all over me. Woke me up, rubbing on me. I'd walk to the other room and it's rubbing on me. And I look, I go, Cochina, like, why are you so close to me, you know? And then she's like, meow. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go and take a shower and she's on the ledge looking at me take a shower. And I'm like,
She's
I
never
threw some
done that
water
before.
and she's like, you know,
She's never done it
scatters.
before, though.
And then she comes back in and she's licking my feet because they're wet, you know?
Yeah.
And then I walk and I'm like, you got food? Like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
And I pick her up and I squeeze her and I put her down. And then I'm locking up the door and there's a bay that you can look back in. And she stands there at the ledge. And I go, I'll be back. Like, what's your problem?
Yeah, like, go
And
away.
I go downstairs. I go through my day. That moment when I found out that he passed comes in my mind.
She was
You know what I
telling
mean?
you. Wow.
But it could've
You don't
been more
know.
than that.
You don't
I think It was
know.
more than that.
But it's something that I have to believe to live on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And it's kind
great.
of hard to say because I'm living for him and for myself and gaining those opportunities to do whatever comes my way.
Right.
And if I'm able to, and right now I'm able to.
And look at how much you've achieved since then. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And a lot of it has to go to living in Arizona spiritually. I've in LA, what do you call natives? Mexican, like you're Mexican, fool,
Yeah.
like whatever. It just goes on like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you get to Arizona, it's completely different. They're like, no, I'm not Mexican. I'm this. I'm that. I'm this. I'm that. I'm just like, what? Yeah, we're clans, and you learn about the history.
Yeah.
And you know, whatever reasons I have friends that are in my life to teach me that.
Yeah.
I can name a list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That Monique, for one, you know, Tanya and Missy, they're Native women that have a movement and they're growing, you know?
Yeah.
And it just opens up your eyes and it's just like, I have to live on. I have to thrive.
Right.
I have to find something different to do because
Yes.
whatever I'm doing now then isn't working anymore.
Yeah.
Prices
Exactly.
are rising. You need to do something.
Right.
Well, you know what, Eric? You've been sleeping long enough. Time to wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Go, Papa.
You know?
Good,
Get some
definitely.
cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
You know, he's been talking.
Right.
He's been talking about crypto for so long.
Yes.
And I love hearing his stories and what he believes in because he has a hold on me where he mentioned something about Earth, crypto, whatever it
Yeah.
is, and it's like, man, he's so knowledgeable and he's trying to let everybody know you need to jump on this. Just throwing it out there. If it's not for you, it's not for you. He's not
Right.
going to push on you,
Right.
but he's throwing it out there, and that's what people need to see.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing that.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate that, man. I really do. And, you know, just to take it back a little bit to what you said about being in Arizona, that place is special, dude. I think this whole region is special just because of what happened here before all of this, right?
Right.
Before the United States, before the settlers came in and wiped out existence on these plains and in these valleys and stuff. It's sacred stuff, dude, because, you know, you said clans and tribes and stuff, dude. They've been there for a long time, bro. They've been there since before time itself.
Yeah,
you know?
and they're segregated to a fucking section.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's a complete injustice. And for us, like, even though I still celebrate Thanksgiving, I use it as an excuse to make a bacon wrapped turkey. You know what I'm saying? I don't use it as freaking Columbus and all this nonsense that they teach us in school.
I like both those things.
Turkey
and bacon.
Yeah.
Are your eyes even open, bro?
He's
I'm pretty
struggling.
stoned.
Yeah, he's struggling.
I'm pretty stoned.
Yeah.
We spoke one this long.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So, man, just keep doing everything you're doing, brother. Keep doing everything you're doing, man. You're in a special spot, surround yourself around special people, dude, and you'll see how things will keep going, man. And if you listen a little bit to me with crypto, you'll have some fat pockets.
I
to
have
go
my
with it
buddy
too,
Phave that's always in my ear about it, and
Yeah.
he's one of my best friends. I have a lot of best friends, I meet a lot of. That's my gift, is meeting these special people.
It's good, man.
Yeah. He's always in my ear, and he's in their ears too. He's like, fucking Phave, talking about this shit again.
I think we should
But it's good to hear,
and
you throwing that out there, though, that's... People need to know about it. Who else is going to tell them? Nobody.
Yeah.
I didn't know either until one day I was just like, okay, let me watch this video. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, like you say, like, I hear him talking and I see things, but I still don't understand completely.
And you see the movement, too, because
exactly.
guess what? Banks were against this, right?
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, guess what?
They're
Now they have
All
coins.
in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
They're
what
offering-
is that telling you? What's going on
Exactly.
that they don't want you to know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the other thing too that people don't realize is that right now, 98% of the population just have no clue.
Right.
They're just totally in the dark about it. There's more and more and more adoption, and you're seeing it come out more and more. But yeah, man, I just encourage everybody, go down in my description below. There's a link to Binance. Coinbase is cool. It's a great place to start. It's full of a bunch of resources, but you definitely want to get into Binance. You'll save a lot of money. You'll make a lot of money. Click the link. I'll personally walk all of you guys through some stuff, and I'll give you guys some bangers. We just saw the market drop 15-something%. All my coins that I had lined up for myself and the group that follows me, we were all in the green still.
Yeah.
So not to say that we're exempt from any kind of dips and drop-in and stuff like that. Drips. See what you guys did? Fuck this.
I don't have no idea what the fuck this fool is talking about,
I'm just
bro.
kidding.
You talking about drips?
What are you talking about?
I was just kidding. But
JK before.
yeah, man. But I encourage everyone to get in because it's still early. There's still ample opportunity. Just because you don't have 50-something thousand to drop into a Bitcoin, that doesn't mean you can't get into crypto, and that doesn't mean you can't make a crap ton of money.
Right.
Just as an
percentages, like the percentage of the investment.
I'm 100% in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, it's about
Oh,
investing like a
yes.
certain percentage of it. Yeah.
correct. Yeah. So we're definitely not financial advisors or anything like that. But we encourage everybody that just to do it within your means, right?
Yeah.
Like even if it's just $20, $50, $10, it doesn't matter.
So-
but do something, right?
So
Just
quick
start.
thing when you start, because you have to do all these things in order to apply for it, right?
Yeah.
So after you get approved, what's your take on buying a percentage? So what's your first step to who you're going to buy first, or what do you recommend? And do you put it in and take it right back out and move money to make money, or do you leave money there to make money? Because over time, it'll get there, but you're not getting it now.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But you move money, so this way you're like, oh, this is the next thing coming up. Boom. Like, what do you recommend?
So there's definitely some of that. To get started, your biggest opportunity is going to be buying and holding, right? Even when coins drop, right? That's what the only time you really lose is when you sell, right? So since it's cyclical and since it's so up and down, you want to buy and you want to hold ultimately, right? So when we started buying Bitcoin, we were buying it at like 15 cents, 25 cents, 4 or 10 for $1, stuff like that. And then little by little, boom, 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 and here we are talking about it, and it's peaked at 63,000, and it's currently hovering at 57. So at one point, it went up to 20 grand, right? And so with the amount I had, that's life-changing already, right? And so I had two options. I can cash it out and spend all that money, right? Or I can wait. So I said, you know what? I'm going to wait because the people that said it would get to here, said it's going to come way up here, right? So I wait. What happens? It crashes down to $600 or $6,000 from 20, right? And then it's like, you're selling now, right? And it's like, wait, nah, dude, because I remember it going from $3-4 grand back down to 400, 600, you know, it does this, right?
Watch it.
Right. So then I say, you know what? I'm just going to wait, man. And thank goodness that I did, because here we are again talking about it at this price range, right? This price point. So that to me is the best advice, right? Commit to something, buy it, and then just hold on to it.
Right.
Even through the most turbulent times. You're going to want to feel it. You're going to feel terrible because it feels like you're losing stuff. But dude, hang on. And before you know it, here you are, bro. You're going to be in a good spot. Now, one of the things we do is we identify coins that you can still get in early that are less than a penny a piece right now. So even if you buy like $50 worth, like you're literally in the tens of millions of coins, right? And if those coins hit 2 cents, I'm cashing out $2 million, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's where a lot of the stuff comes in, right? And that's what separates us from just going on and buying a crypto. So you want to diversify your portfolio,
right?
Buy some primary coin, which is Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then really start to get, I would say 30% should be that, right? And then everything else, the other 70 or whatever, should be split up between all these other smaller capped coins that still have room to get to the thousands and tens of thousands in value.
Right.
You
and
know?
then the other thing from what I've heard, because I've been paying attention to Phave, is that you need to watch what people buy, right? So when people are buying, the coin is going up, so you want to buy in early and watch that rise, right? In order to make money, are you doing $2,000? Are you doing $10? Like, what's your amount? Because what I hear is you do $2 grand and you're solid. You're gonna make 50 grand, easy.
Yeah.
But if you do 50 or 200, 300, let's say, you're doing this. You're shifting, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like like how do you decipher what's a bad coin too, though?
It's usually the technology, right? So you're going to see coins that have really solid technologies and teams behind them, right? And then you're going to see others that are just hype. But what we're learning now is that doesn't necessarily discount the coin.
What do you think about Snoop Dogg's coin?
You mean Doge?
Doge.
So it's not Snoop Dogg's.
Whatever.
It's definitely not Snoop's.
I'm in it. I'm in it.
You know, he's pushing it.
Okay.
I have a joke, right? And people are constantly shitting on this coin, right?
My respects. I'm sorry. I know. You know.
We just cashed
The
out.
star is born.
We just almost cashed out. Well, it was over 6 figures in the Doge that we had, and we invest back into the market, right? So like we have significant holdings, but we don't have any cash whatsoever. We're just waiting for cash to go away, and then that's when you're going to see us ball out, right? But until then, we're just accumulating, and building up this mass. But that Dogecoin, it's very important because that goes to show that a coin that was made out as a joke gained so much popularity from speculation and all this other stuff that it just shot its value through the roof, right? So I think it's a great coin. I think it didn't used to have a use case, but now it does, and that's what a lot of investors can't get past, right? They're like, oh, but it's a meme coin. Yeah, it was, dude. But Mark Cuban just said, hey, we just made 150 grand selling our team's merchandise in this coin, and we're not selling any of it. Right? So that means he's retaining it. Right?
Doubling your money.
Elon Musk is tweeting constantly about Doge. It's inevitable. It's this, it's that, blah, blah, blah. What people don't realize, and if you're paying attention to what I'm saying, it's cryptic because it's crypto. But let me tell you a joke that you can maybe finish off up here. Right? And I say,
Put my thinking cap.
yeah.
Right.
I say, Dogecoin. All right, listen here. Dogecoin, Elon Musk, his boring company, Mark Cuban, his Mavericks, all walk into a bar. Right?
At the same time.
That bar's in Vegas. Now take it from there. Right? See how irrelevant is Dogecoin. Tesla just built an underground tunnel that connects from the
Space Needle?
Huh? No, it connects
You don't even realize what he did.
No, I realized. I was
yeah,
expecting
that's what he was
a line, not a line.
No, it connects to convention center, right? So it goes underground for the Teslas, so it avoids all the traffic, right? So, and then here comes Mark Cuban with his basketball team, right? It's all coming to Vegas, right? So it all kind of coincides. Maybe you need Dogecoin because you're going to need Dogecoin you can buy Dogecoin to buy basketball tickets to his games. You can buy all the team's merchandise. You can buy all your food and all your drinks with the Dogecoin, right? Why would Elon Musk be tweeting about it? Maybe you need Dogecoin to get through that freaking tunnel on your phone. Who knows, right? I'm not saying that that's it, but there's a reason these two guys are pushing it heavily, and there's a reason
So
why.
what you're saying is buy a toll road that only accepts your fucking coin that you're
no,
making.
what I'm saying is pay attention to how it's being used.
Buy a fucking highway.
Pay attention to how it's
We can
being
do that.
used and who's using it, and you're gonna be great.
So you're
right?
saying I have a chance, right?
Or you can just follow me,
I'm
right?
mooching
And then
off of
I'm
that.
gonna start dropping shit, and you guys can just follow the crumbs I leave, the breadcrumbs, and then you'll eventually get to where you need to get to.
Well,
Make
you
your
know,
own
so-
decisions.
Yeah. My thing is to.
I got
teach
my
people-
rope and my sleeping bag.
There you go. There you go. I just want to show people how to actually do everything, right? How to identify those things, how to look, to enable the people to actually do something and position themselves for everything that's coming, right? That's it. You know, whatever people do with that, man, I don't care. You know, I've spent the past, since 2014, 12, 11, whatever the fuck, whenever we got involved with all this stuff, telling people, hey, man, this is the future, get involved. No one's really paid attention, and that's fine. I get it. It's scary. All this stuff's happening. But people are making disgusting amounts of money, you know, and it's a shame to not get into it because you just don't want to look, right?
Yeah.
And that's
You're
to
talking
me,
about Las Vegas strippers?
that too. That too. So, friends, do yourselves a favor. Look into this stuff, all right? And we're going to put some stuff out. I'm telling you guys, just be ready. Be ready. Be ready. Go on Binance. Get all your accounts set up so that when you guys clear everything, I can tell you guys what to do, and you guys are going to be off to the races. I promise.
Don't forget your code.
Don't forget your codes. Don't
Otherwise,
forget
you
your
will
codes.
lose your money.
Right. So, anyway, I think we're going to get close to wrapping up here.
Yeah.
You guys, man, it was super awesome having you guys on. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
You know,
please try not to talk too much next time. You know.
Shit, you sound stoned.
Right?
Is it cool if we drop some artists?
Of
Absolutely.
course,
And
I was
links
just about to
and,
say.
So that's
All the artists that come down and support
Why don't we
and
do
vendors,
this really quick?
you know
Why
what I
don't
mean?
we mention them one more time and where they're from?
Well,
and
there's
all
a
that,
lot of 'em.
and
There's a
then
lot of 'em.
we-
Yeah,
no, I'm
there's-
saying.
Yeah,
I'm
so
saying that. So they're.
make sure you guys check these guys
New
out.
artists,
Roach Clip Podcast.
art and music always go blend well
Hand
with
in
each
hand.
other, and this is what they've always. That's
Yeah.
what they're building this on, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of artists, a lot of music. Follow the band members, you know.
Yeah.
I
So
always need
if
that.
you guys don't mind, go ahead, take
Yeah.
this opportunity, drop everything you need to drop. Let us know where to listen in, names
Mm-hmm.
of podcasts, people you guys want to promote. I'll put everything up for you guys. We appreciate you guys being here. Please, it's your show now, man.
Yeah.
Let 'em know.
Appreciate that. Shout out to KDIF 1029 South Phoenix Radio, KDIF.org, KDIF, a different kind of radio.
Alternative.
Actually, it's underground. Definitely underground, independent. Artists doing their thing. Roach Clip Podcast. 225 episodes in.
Nice.
Looking really forward to working with you guys and future events.
Definitely.
And, we kind of talked about that off air, but Tolo and Brody, Mo Money Productions. They got a lot of merch coming out too. That's Victory Customs.
Yeah, there's a lot of brands that have come out from there,
And then but the bands like Las Calacas, some of the artists like Phave 602, who's definitely more of a paintbrush and canvas sort of artist.
Nice.
But also a lot of
my buddy.
the writers that we know, who get down, who are they're not muralists, they're not street artists.
It really is a collective with a lot of people, and it's just using your talents to grow.
Right.
There's Anthony, Big Ant,
Big
will
Ant,
drop down. There's
photographer,
Spawk, there's Phave, of course. There's Tato, there's Nyla, homegrown Nyla. When my son passed, she painted me a portrait of Isiah,
Oh.
and she goes, "Oh, at first I was gonna do it, all small." She goes, Nyla, what the hell are you thinking? This needs to be big, you know? And she did this beautiful piece for me, and she's like, hey, meet me over here on Grand and Roosevelt, and I'm like, right here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, cool. I showed up there with Spawk, and I just couldn't believe, you know, the passion. I could feel it, you know.
That's awesome.
She's a really up-and-coming artist that's amazing, and you definitely need to give her a follow.
She has work here. Actually, I think at the Venetian.
Nice.
But
We gotta go check it out then.
Yeah. But that's Nyla Lee. Who's a young artist, like everything. But she does have work down here.
Okay.
And I'll double check that. Send you guys the info.
Sounds good.
Please.
If you guys are looking for like music too, there's a lot of artists that are coming out. One guy who really seen his name's DJ Le Idiom, IDIOM. He's out of Phoenix, but he's a young cat. But the way he produces his music and beats, it's almost like it's a different type of way of listening to music. And the way he composes, like almost like a symphony with electro sounds, but also like kind of like bossa. He'll throw on bossa nova, throw on the most random stuff, so like aliens. But there's a sound that's coming out of Phoenix, Idiom, who's really getting down with that disco French house. But like I said, the Phoenix Funkeros who are doing a lot. They're a vinyl collective of boogie funk. So those cats. So shout out to all of them.
The Belfry Bats.
Yeah. There's so many people like that are.
The Quakes. Like there's psychobilly, rockabilly. There's so many things going on.
Nice.
But everybody's really seems to get along, and for the most part, you know, there's things here and there, but you know, what do? You roll through it, you know. But be professional.
And there a lot of people are like really healing together too. I guess it's a big thing of when we're doing it as a community, right? With all these creatives, the hustlers, the go-getters, whatever you want to call them, but people that are doing it every day. And like I said, you guys are doing it, right? And like and you're doing it well,
Thank you.
Shout out to you guys, definitely.
Thank you.
My man Julio here, honestly, he has
nicknames. Whole nickname.
Chifo. He's had our back on a lot of different things, and I don't mean that as like, oh, you're getting in a fight. Stuff.
No, of course not. Yeah.
He made sure stuff's been lined up.
Nice.
He's he doesn't talk a lot, so he doesn't get to toot his own horn like I do. But I really want to give a big shout out to Julio because a lot of stuff wouldn't have happened without his involvement. I don't even want to say specific stuff because he's done so much, but his involvement to again bringing the community together and bringing people together, and which is such a huge part. So if you know somebody like that in your life, that really those are people like you really need to take care of, and cherish, and just understand their role.
Exactly.
Right? And which is a big part of a healthy society.
Yeah, definitely.
Franco also needs a shout out though, because all these mornings, waking up at 4:00 in the morning, who has to open up the gates? Who has to open up shop? He's waking up, rolling out of bed, being there from 4 a.m. to 2:00 at night. You know, just closing up and waiting for people. We didn't even get to tell you the fun stories though. Oh man, you're going. It's too much. You might have to do part 2. Well, you know, I want to say what's up to Lester too, man. I haven't seen that cat since Al's. Al's in San Gabriel, because we go over there, and of course you see all of Gabrielino there. At least who you want to see, you know.
Yeah, man. Thankfully, we've been able to, with all this stuff going on, man. We're making all kinds of connections back with people that we went to school with, and dude, they're doing special shit, bro. They're doing special shit, and it's good that we're all friends still. It's good that we all still talk, and that we had those bonds back in school, right? Because being from that little town did definitely kind of suck, but it was also badass in its own sense, right? That sense of community that it's hard sometimes. We're out here, we don't get it, you know. You don't have that out here, but back home, you know, so it's important to make sure that you're always staying in touch.
That's a bond that you guys, that we all share together, because they're the same way. You know what I mean? They all went to school with each other. They're all doing big things, and look at you guys, you know, and it's just like, wow, like so much influence and so much positivity. You know what I mean? And we're growing.
And especially with COVID, I think that's a big, and hats off to you guys for that community stuff. That's awesome because like really quick before when we moved in here, I started crying. The kids, literally 2 houses away, were outside playing, and it just was so awesome.
Like hockey nets outside.
Yeah,
and they're
footballs,
rollerblading
like you're saying how
Like the
everybody
movies.
yeah, like it was just so cool to just see something from what we were brought up with, going
Yeah.
outside and playing and being with your neighbors, and you know what I mean? So, and like you're saying, coming together, we never knew you guys existed, and now being here with us, like it's so awesome to hear all the good stuff that you guys are trying to do, because especially because of the pandemic, everybody is ready to kill everybody because we're so just locked up now in the houses, and you know, we can't go here, we can't go there. Yeah, you can have people over, but like you guys, we all know a little bit more than 50 people. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have those events that have a little bit more people, and it's like we can't. Like everybody is just up here with everything now. So doing that, I think, is just awesome to bring everybody back together and just being positive and enjoying the little bit long time life we have left. You know what I mean? Until we go where we're gonna go next. You
and
know?
keep doing that
Yeah,
community
it's
stuff,
so
guys. 'Cause
awesome.
when you do stuff with that intent, bro,
Yeah.
things work out really well.
Yeah.
You know,
So
when
thank
you
you.
work,
Awesome.
when you do it with the
Honestly,
intent
yeah.
to help those around you,
Yeah.
things just work differently. You know, and it's a good vibe, man. You know,
Yeah.
it's great, and that's kudos to you guys for doing that stuff. I know it's not
Definitely.
easy, and keep building, bro. Keep building,
Yeah.
keep building, keep building, and
Appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah, for sure, man. Well, thank you guys very much. You guys are
Yeah,
always
thank you
welcome.
again.
You know, we're
Namaste.
definitely going to be working together, hopefully in the future. So
I hope so.
yeah,
I would
be
love
ready
another
for it.
2 with you guys.
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
be
yeah.
awesome.
Be ready, guys. We're definitely going to be involved with. They have some amazing ideas that
Yeah,
they've been talking to us about,
definitely.
so we're very excited about being able to be a part of that. And yeah, man. Here's to the future, guys. Thank you so
Definitely.
much for coming in, Papa. I
I
love
love you,
Yeah.
brother. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much. And we're out of here, man. We'll be in touch. Cool.
Thanks for having us.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.